All right, welcome back to the FIFA 13 Crystal Palace career mode. This season, we're aiming for pretty high heights. I would say qualification for the Champions League, maybe making the knockout rounds of the Champions League, and maybe, who knows, going 3 for 3 on the FA Cup. Although, pretty unlikely to go 3 for 3. We got pretty lucky draws both times last time, so I wouldn't really bet on it. Anyways, the first order of the day is just to look at the market, look for free agents, because we're not doing realism anymore, so it really does not matter. We're just looking for free agents. We're looking for anything that can help bolster the team. Like this guy, Ahmed Sinapi, who's a left mid. He has potential to be special, and he's worth 8 million. I'm adding him to the shortlist. He's definitely going to get signed, but oh, look at this guy over here. 19 years of age, 76 overall, exciting prospect, striker. Good way to maybe phase out Sakaja, who isn't bad by any means, but just a bit on the older side now and not really worth keeping around for much longer. Here's another great one. I did not mean to hit that button, but I'll have a look at him. The great thing about free agents in this game is that I don't think any of the CPU even look at free agents. I swear. I have never seen the CPU ever sign a free agent like this. So yeah. Oh, here's another good right back. That's good backup, because we were kind of bad on the fullbacks last season. Kept getting injured or just did not have enough stamina, so it's always great to have some backup for that. Anyways, I think that's it for now. I mean, there's some other good players, but mainly those 4 or 5. I don't remember how many I did, but Sinapi, I think I might sign him. He is a left mid, so he doesn't really play the position I'd like him to play, which is left wing. He's a speedster. He can only play left mid. He's got 5-star skill moves, though. That is so tempting to just use, because 5-star skills, as I've said before, is just really nice in this game. 95 acceleration, 90 sprint speed. Very good. I might just send him out on loan, let him grow in some other team, and then he'll come back like super high value, and maybe I'll just sell him off, because he technically doesn't fit into the formation, even though I would argue he's still in position at left wing, but we'll have to see. Also, our budget, didn't even look at it. 10.5 mil. Not bad. I'm going to look at my actual short list of real players, because I have quite a bit for the wage budget, so I can really just splooge a little bit. Oh, look at that. Paulo Dybala, 80 overall, 24 years of age. Very well developed there. Aside from him, though, we have this guy. Okay, so actually, no, this is a guy I shortlisted a while ago. I was going to say, like, they do pick up free agents, but I don't think that was the case there. Is that really my only free agent left? I think your shortlist gets, like, slowly overridden, because some of the older shortlisted players are no longer here, like Christian Eriksen, for example. I think for sure I'm going to sign this guy, because he's 76 overall, 19 years old. It just kind of feels like a no-brainer. More backup, because even with Sakaja and Anderson splitting, they were both pretty tired by the end of the season. Because of all the Europe games, 3-game weeks, it's tough out there. So having a third guy who can come in and still perform is amazing. Kind of the same idea with Sinapi, who, again, is kind of out of position, but still should be able to play that spot. With that in mind, though, I don't know who I would look for. I'm just going to look for some younger players, see who's the best on the market at a younger age. Oh, wait, you can't even do that in this game. That's totally my bad. I guess I'll just look for the best players in the world, and then not free agents. Whoops. And from here, oh, wow, Hugo Lloris is actually, Messi's a 93. I think he's dropped an overall just because he's 31 years of age. No, there's no way FIFA 13 had Cristiano Ronaldo retiring at the ripe age of what, 33? Wow, that is absolutely crazy. And here's Neymar and Gareth Bale, Eden Hazard as well. Not sure who this guy is. Must be either youth or maybe a regen. Not sure. James Rodriguez seems pretty accurate. He was quite good around this time. Really highly rated. Jack Wilshere, not so much in terms of accuracy. And then we've got Hummels, just some other players. 85 overall. Wow, literally, the game just believed he was nowhere near as good at 33. Sure, he wasn't as good at 33, but I think at 33 was when he first started transitioning to like a full striker. And he was still quite good. So here's the Adrian kid. We actually shortlisted this guy at some point, I think. We saw him, but he was just too expensive. We had no money to sign him at the time. It's fine anyways, because we don't have a cam. Looking through here, I don't really see anything that's all too amazing, in my opinion. I mean, Marco Verratti was a player I was considering signing at some point, but then it fell through because we got sacked at Spurs. Could be a possibility. but again, just not enough money. We need to win the league or something to really get that money going. Paul Pogba went to Inter. That's another kind of tempting signing. Yeah, besides that, I mean, not really much else. Eric Lamela, look at that. I think I'm just gonna stick with the free agents for now. Not much else I can do, but yeah, I'll have a look at the squad, look for any like older players, because apparently this game, as soon as you hit 30, your potential just falls off a cliff. So all black, 25. Everyone's quite young. The oldest, I think, is literally Zaha and Sakaja, who are both like 25, 26. Yeah. And then O'Keefe, 27. Some older players. Darby, not sure why you're still here. I'm going to add you to the loan list just because you never get playtime. And if you do, probably not ideal. Same thing with Noble Lazarus. And that's about it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sign some free agents. Again, bolster the entire squad, because that's kind of where we're struggling. We run out of stamina, the team runs out of gas, and we start going on a losing streak because we just don't have enough good players to play in these matches. Actually, before I do that, I do want to hire a youth academy scout, because I've actually never used the youth academy in this game. So I'm very curious. It cost £7 million to hire a 5-star scout. So they better bring me back like the best players I've ever seen in my life. With that money arguably just thrown away, let's go ahead and allocate our budget to more wage. And let's just sign everyone we can, right? Everyone in the short list that looks good, especially that youngster striker and probably that left midfielder, because he's just got the potential to be special. Just worth holding on to him and then eventually selling him maybe for extra cash. There's no shame in it. All right, I've sent out an offer to each player I would like to sign. So the center midfielder, the center back, the right back, the left midfielder, and the striker, I've given them all sporadic to rotation player contracts. So hopefully they have no issues with that. The only one I'm kind of worried about is the left midfielder, because I think he matches Marty maybe on overall, or like just one under, and maybe he won't be happy with getting a rotation contract. But still, I mean, you're 17. You've got plenty of time to develop, and I don't know how I feel about this whole like playing out of position thing, especially on this game. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not sure like the debuffs or whatever the hell. So yeah, if he counters with like, oh, I want to be important, I don't mind it, because he's still going to be playing. Hopefully the game will actually still play him, even though it's not technically his position. So yeah, I will be back once everyone has accepted the contracts, because I also want to have a look at the youth scouts before I move on to the midpoint of the season. Totally forgot about this. I'm in the Euro League again. Okay, no Champions League football. I guess it doesn't work like that in this game because I don't know. I actually don't know why it doesn't work like that. I should be in the Champions League, but I guess they must have changed it at some point, and this is before they changed it to win the Europa League and you get insta-put into the Champions League. But it's okay. I mean, I think we can win this again. It shouldn't be too hard. The Domestic Cup, I'm not so sure about, but it's possible again. But besides that, Marty, transfer offer for 15 mil. Okay, so Marty is 80 overall, but he's not going anywhere, especially for that price. Actually, I can just check this and then move on, because I don't want to stop again. So if I request funds, no way. They want me to win the league title. Guys, we got like 8th last season. We didn't even qualify for the Champions League. What kind of jump is this? I'm not winning the league, I can tell you that much. But hopefully top 4. Top 4 is the goal. Okay, so the scout is here and he's ready to travel. So you don't get him instantly like in the newer games. You have to wait for them to arrive. But let's set up this scouting network. I'm not really sure if there's any difference in where you scout. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, whoa. This menu is so cool. Look at this. Oh, wow. Dude, why don't they have this in current FIFAs? Look at this stuff. Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil. What do I realistically need? I need like a center midfielder. Where can I find one of those? I feel like I could find... Who could I find? Let's go to Spain, you know? Get ourselves a nice little Iniesta region, Xavi region. Although they're still playing at this time in-game. Where is the Spanish one? Does that not count as Northern Europe? Is it Southern Europe? I guess my geography is just terrible. Yeah, it's Southern Europe. I mean, they're basically right next to each other. Let's do it for 6 months. So basically until the midpoint. And let's look for playmakers, right? Or maybe all around, technically gifted? Nah, playmakers. Sounds good to me. So actually, now that I have this in, I'm gonna have to stop every month. I won't stop the video. I won't like come back in. I'll just tell you the best players I found at the midpoint, but it's gonna make the sim a lot slower. Anyways, With that in mind, I'm going to wait for these contracts to be accepted or countered or straight out rejected, and then I'll just resend them. I'll get the contracts, get all the players in, have a look at the final team, and then we'll just send it straight to the midpoint. Hope for the best. Maybe a nice little top 3 position at the midpoint, and then we finish a mellow top 4 Champions League qualification, win the Euro League, do okay in the cup. You know, I don't expect another double, but I would like another Euro League. I think we can do it, especially because we've already won it before, even though we got a little lucky last time. So yeah, just gonna go on to that, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, 0 issues with the contracts. Everyone accepted. They love the team. I guess we just have that type of pool, or this is just that type of game where they don't really care that much. So let's go ahead and formulate the final squad. Still at 4.5 stars, but everyone is just about 80 overall, besides our main striker, Sakaja, and Anderson are both under 80, but that's okay. O'Keefe is going to be phased out. Look at Sahin. He's 76 overall. I swear I signed him at like 72 or like 71. That's really nice to see. Very happy about that. But where are these players? Oh, I did not accept them. Oh my god. Totally forgot how the game worked. So let me go accept all of these contracts. Wow. I almost lost all of them. So here we go. Let's confirm everyone. Am I missing one? Center midfielder, right back, center back? Yeah, no, I'm missing the center back, aren't I? Yeah, I guess I kind of messed it up because I did not instantly accept them. So I'll give them this 5% clean sheet bonus because you won't be playing that often to get that bonus anyways. And I'm just going to ignore this guy. So let's just pretend like he's already there, and let's set up this final bench and final squad, and hopefully it's very, very nice. So obviously we bring in Sinapi, and then Marquinhos is still on the bench, but I guess we don't really have to put most of these guys on the bench. They can just sit in reserves, and then the game itself will like sort it out, you know, when we need to sub them in, stuff like that. But yeah, again, this happens every single time with free agents in this game. They always lose overall. So like Lukoki was a 76 when I was looking at him, and Sinapi was a 79. He was 79. So if we look at the squad report, they're all going to have like the red exclamation mark because they've technically lost overall. Or not, because I guess no. So whatever. I guess I'm wrong, but I swear it was like 79, especially for Sinapi. Yeah, look, it says 79. So yeah, the game is just kind of dumb. We'll see how he does. Might send him out on loan for like a short loan through the season. Like if at the midpoint it feels like his impact isn't really showing, loan time, like a short loan, he'll come back, probably a couple overall better, then he'll start making his impact. But with that, I'm going to head on to the midpoint of the season. I will sign that center back. He will again be like a reserve player who's just there for when Marquinhos is too tired and the rest of the starters are too tired. So yeah, hopefully we're all good at the midpoint, and I'll see you then. All right, we've made it to the midpoint of the season, in which I believe we are doing quite well. Actually, I know we're doing really well. We're first in the league, and we have a game against 4th place Liverpool in a couple of days. But let's look at the table. There it is right now. 19 games played, 40 points, which is basically the same start we had with Spurs in that one season. I believe it's actually the season we got sacked. So maybe not the best precursor. But here we can see our stats. Our defense has improved tremendously. 18 goals against us, which is among the best. It's in the very least in the top 6 of defenses in the league. In terms of offense, we've got by far the best offense in the league. We've got 6 more goals than the runners up, and our goal difference is the best in the league as well. We're just all around the best in the league right now. There's nothing we're not the best at. You know, we've got the least amount of loss. That's not true. United has less losses. We have the most wins though, so that's basically all that matters, isn't it? Anyways, enough of that. Actually, before I go anywhere else, like player stats, let's have a look at the Euro League, Community Shield, and Copa Europe, which I'm assuming is the Super Cup. Not sure who that was against, but I know the Community Shield was against United. Could be a win there. I mean, we're technically better than them in the league, but that doesn't ever really make a difference. Looking at the group stage for the Euro League, which I still don't understand why we're in the Euro League instead of the Champions League, but it doesn't matter. City's also down here, so that's a bit comforting. Looking for our team here. There we are. We go through first, level on points with, I'm not even trying, but we've got 2 more goal difference. So we're chilling. I mean, we were nowhere near falling out of the group stages. So we're on to the knockout rounds, which I don't think are revealed yet, but I might be able to spot it in the calendar because I think I've done that before. Anyways, let's look at Copa Europe, aka the Super Cup, in which we lost to Milan 2-1. I'm fine with that, I guess. It's all right. Let's have a look at the Community Shield, in which we win against United. 4-3 on pens. What a boring game, by the way. But that's okay. Anything else? FA Cup. We can check that. So the FA Cup's still in the early rounds. We can't really see that. Are we in round 3? Yes. Okay, so we're still playing in that. As for the Capital One Cup, I believe we're still in this. This ends a lot earlier. Yeah, we're into the semifinals against Chelsea. So 2 legs against them. Spurs went out quite early. 4-0 against Watford. Very nice. Anyways, that's basically it for the results. Let's have a look at the squad, see how they've grown, and immediately +2 for Oblak. He's finally an 80 overall. Very deserved. He's got 12 clean sheets in the league, 30 appearances. Junior Caesar up to an 83, also +2, 25 appearances, 1 red card. Mr. Lettuce is up to an 84 overall, also has a red card. Not sure what's up with our defense's discipline here. Ferraro +2, 82 overall. Our defense is looking amazing, besides the fact that we take red cards. 2 goals and 1 assist for him, though. Julian is up to an 86 overall, 28 million pounds in value. No red cards for him, 7.0 average on the season so far. Guerrero is 82 overall, +2 as well. Everyone's getting +2. I don't know why. No red cards for him. 2 goals. Very, very nice. Sahin, +1, 77 overall. He is our backup. 3 goals, 1 assist. Very nice for a backup. Blair, on the other hand, is up to an 82 overall, +2 on the season so far. 26 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists. Solid for a midfielder. Salomon is also +2, 80 overall now. Great backup piece. He's got 6 goals and 4 assists so far on the season. So that's very nice. Anderson is nearly reaching that 80 overall, now 79. 9 goals, 3 assists so far in 21 appearances, 7.2 average on the entire season so far. Marty +2 as well, 17 million pounds of value at an 82 overall. 27 appearances, 10 goals, 8 assists. Very, very nice. Lukoki, our prospect, 77 overall now, 11 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists. Good for off the bench. I don't actually know if he's off the bench or if Sakaj is more kind of like the bench guy now. This guy, I'm assuming, hasn't really played. 3 appearances, he hasn't moved. But, you know, prospect is a prospect. Sanapi says -2, but that's because he came in at a 79 overall, and then he dropped down to like a 75, 76. So he's grown 1 or 2. He's got 3 goals, 3 assists on the season so far. Still has the potential to be special, and he's 17. So it's very nice to see. Ramiro is +4, up to a 76 overall. Exciting prospect. He's only played 2 games, so I guess his potential is just really nice. Alonso, still potential to be special. He's 20 years old, 82 overall now, 6 goals, 5 assists, and 29 appearances. Mr. Consistent. Marquinhos is up to an 80. He's currently unhappy because he's not getting as many games as he used to, but what can you do when the defense around you just becomes so much better? Sakaja, yes, no goals, no assists for him so far. 7 appearances, not his greatest season, but he is 26. Now, I had to scroll really far for this. Zaha is all the way down here. He's had 25 appearances, 5 goals, 5 assists, and 1 red card, weirdly enough. But he's not sitting on the bench. He just hasn't really grown. You know, he's playing a lot. Just no growth because he is 26 years old, but still 84 overall. Great player. But besides that, I think that's it. We have the other center back, +1. These guys don't really play. They're just kind of there for the just-in-case moments. Now, onto the Youth Academy, which I was, like, looking at, obviously. I did find an amazing player in here. Juan Nunez, who is 90 to 94 potential, so potential to be special. And his overall is already pretty decent, but he's unfortunately 14 years old. So unless I don't get this trouble within the next 2 years, I won't even be able to use this guy. But we also have Jimenez here, 83. He's an okay player, you know, maybe off on loan. 86, okay player. Then down here we have another potential 90s. He's 15, so I only have to wait a year for him. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see. In terms of transfers in this window, the answer is no, we're not making any transfers because we have like no money. I've spent all of my money on wages, and wages. They keep asking for like 50,000 pounds a week because they're just doing that well in the league. And it's like, I get it, but we don't have that much money. Even though we're first right now, we did not get paid like a top 4 team this season. So we're working with it. Anyways, oh, we are up to a 5-star as well. So that's very nice to see. Probably because everyone is basically 80 overall. But I need to rearrange the squad. Oh, that's why. That makes sense. But I need to put Zaha back in. I don't know why he wasn't in over Salomon. But let's fix that. Sakaja. Oh, it might have been that red card. He might have been put on the reserves and just the game never put him back. Or it could have been the one right before this game. I honestly do not know. But he's back in now. Alonso's not in because of stamina. Ramiro's also there. He's very nice. Everyone's got like some great traits. We have like acrobatic and speedster. This one's got speedster. Zaha's got dribbler and speedster. Blair's got dribbler and acrobat. Sahin doesn't have any, but he's not really the starter. Guerrero has crosser and tackling. Julian has aerial threat, tackling, and strength. Ferraro just has strength. Same thing with Mr. Lettuce. And Souza has none. But yeah, I mean, midpoint of the season, we're doing amazingly well. Hopefully we can secure this league title. I'm not so sure about the FA Cup, the Capital One Cup as well. Chelsea is a tough team to beat. And the Euro League, I am pretty confident in the Euro League, but I'm just not so sure. I might just sim through the Euro League this season. I'll like live sim it because I've already played a Euro League final before. So it's not really that exciting, is it? Same thing with the FA Cup final. And if I make the Capital One Cup final, I won't even play that one because it's the smallest trophy in the bunch. I'll just live sim them and we'll see if we win or lose. But with that out of the way, there's nothing else for me to really highlight at this midpoint. I have no money to spend on any transfers. I'm not really planning on shipping anyone out. And we're just kind of sitting here waiting for the end of the season. So with that, I will see you then. And hopefully we've made a couple finals and maybe even just won the league straight out. Okay, so I have to interject really quickly because we've made the Capital One Cup final. We beat Chelsea. Not sure how. I mean, I can check really quickly, to be honest. But we've got a final against Manchester United, who are obviously pretty good. But let's have a look at this tournament tree. 2-1 on aggregate, because there are 2 legs for the semi-final of the Capital One Cup, or the Carabao Cup nowadays, but you get the point. So, went through, oh my god. Yeah, how did Birmingham, Birmingham, I swear, are like dead last in the league, by the way. They beat Spurs 3-1, that's crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna basically set up the squad, because I don't trust what's here. Yeah, okay. Alonso's like nearly dead somehow. I'll put in Sahin. Or I could put in Ramiro, because he's actually quite good as well. But hopefully the CPU does well and subs in Ramiro. I don't mind either of them being in. But yeah, it's kind of a toss-up there. I will actually put in Marquinhos, because he keeps complaining about not playing. He actually wants to leave in the next window, which makes sense, to be honest. But, you know, I'll just try to force him to stay somehow. Zaha basically has the same amount of energy as Salamone, but Marti's kind of tired, so on goes him, and then maybe Marti comes on. I don't know. Guerrero's like kind of dead, but he's also our best left back. We kind of need another left back. I don't know how I feel about playing right backs in the left back position. Also, Souza's not on for whatever reason, but I can do, I mean, okay, I'll put on, in terms of subs, I will put on this guy, Agu Oliveira. Maybe the CPU will sub him in. I don't know. But anyways, let's get on to this game. Hopefully we win it. Just gonna sim through it. Real quick sim. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. There will be no cutscene either way. So yeah, let's just get on to it. So here we are. Their starting lineup: Hernandez, Rooney, Ashley Young, Cleverly. And we start, and Blair just immediately scored. That is insane. I'm just gonna quickly... Chris Jones just got injured. Why am I watching this? Quick sim. 2-1 victory for us. Capital One Cup is ours. That's the first trophy of the season. Blair just immediately scored in like the 2nd minute. That was crazy. Anderson with the 2nd, and both Andersons in the game scored at some point. They just couldn't pull it back in time. Maybe that Chris Jones injury was just way too much for them. I just realized I'm calling him Chris Jones. That's not his name. That's Phil Jones, isn't it? That's, you know, he was supposed to be the best defender in the world according to Sir Alex Ferguson. But all I know about Phil Jones is that he has pink boots, and he like hits the ball with his head, like crawling. Amazing player. Yeah, I don't know who Chris Jones is, so I don't know why I called him that. Anyways, we won it. Not like the biggest achievement in the world, but it is what it is. And we're just going to continue on with the season. We've got a replay against whatever team that is, and then we've got Chelsea 2 days after that. That's probably going to be maybe a win against a lower league team, and then we get absolutely bummed by Chelsea. Oh, here it says on the right side, Bristol City. So far, our season's still going well. March, you know, only 1 month out from, oh, actually 2 months. 2 months out from the end of the season, and hopefully we win it all. Maybe not all, but EuroLeague, I think, is still going well. I think we're still in that. I can check the calendar. Yeah, we are. Oh, God, we've got Liverpool. Oh, I think we can win that, actually. We beat Liverpool earlier in that, like, January 6th matchup. We beat them 2-1, which is very nice. We had a good little run here. Lots of wins. We drew against Chelsea. Then we beat them 1-0. we had a great January, no losses. Great job against Stoke to beat them in the FA Cup. And then we beat Everton 3-2. Beat Wolves 3-0. Have we not lost? We drew 3-0 victory. We have not lost since January. Wow. Amazing. Couple draws, but in the end, we like end up winning. So like we drew, then we won. And then we drew, then we won. So by that pattern, we should draw this one, and we should win this one, and then we're probably going to lose this little stretch of games. These are some tough opponents with like no rest. It's just not fair, is it? Anyways, back to simming. I'll be back when FA Cup final comes around. EuroLeague final comes around, if they come around. If they don't, I'll be back at the end of the season. Either way, I'm going to be simming them. So yeah, I'll see you then. Okay, so I've cut back in. We're amazing, by the way. We're literally the best team in the world, in my opinion. We've got a game in the league coming up against Spurs, of all fucking teams. And looking at the table, I've done the math, I think. I think I've done it right. We are 8 points clear of second place right now. Meaning, if second place wins these next 3 games, they go up to 82 points. That's the most amount of points they can get. If we draw this game with Spurs, we will probably win the league because of our amazing goal difference. But if we win this game at Spurs, we will win the league by beating Spurs. It'll be the most ironic thing ever. Starting this as a Spurs rebuild, Spurs career mode, my little fantasy as a Spurs fan. And I'm going to have to beat Spurs to secure the league for Crystal Palace, who was the only team who really, interested me after we got sacked from Spurs. We've had an amazing run so far. By the way, FA Cup final, we're in it. EuroLeague final, we're in it. Another FA Cup final against Chelsea. That's wrong. I meant like we played them in the Capital One Cup semi-final. But yeah, we beat West Brom, drew against Bolton. City actually beat us, so that was a bit of a shame. Beat Ajax 2-0 in the second leg. Beat United 2-1. Drew against them in the first leg. Arsenal, this one was a lock. As soon as I saw that we drew Arsenal, I knew we were going to the final because Arsenal just cannot touch us this season. They are so bad. We beat Aston Villa 1-0. Leicester 3-1 win. 2-1 win against Napoli. 2-0 in the first leg. Draw against Southampton. Bit of a questionable one here. Here's also, this is why I knew. We beat them 4-0 in the league. I was like, yeah, they're done. They're cooked. And then this one surprised me a bit. I thought we were gonna like struggle against United, but we didn't. Same thing with this stretch of run. We beat Chelsea 1-0, then we beat Newcastle 3-1. Like, look at the rest times. This is what I thought was gonna happen over here. Like, this is more accurate, right? We beat Ajax and then we lost. That's what I thought was gonna happen because we would have no stamina, but I guess not. So we have the EuroLeague final to sim through. We have the FA Cup final to sim through, and then we have technically the final league game of the season to sim through. This is to secure the league. If we win this game, no one can catch us. City can't catch us. No one else can catch us. This is basically the last game of the season. Zaha got injured at some point. Must have been a training injury. He's out, unfortunately. That is a real shame because he's a big asset to our team. But we do have Marty's on the bench for whatever reason. Must be a stamina thing. Or I might have rearranged that at some point without me noticing it. But here we go. Anderson's up to an 80. We can see that now. Everyone else is pretty rested besides Guerrero, who for whatever reason is always so tired in this game. But we've got a good solid bench here, good depth. This should be a win for us. We should win the league right here, away at Spurs as well. We're playing at the White Hart Lane, and we're gonna win the league there. It honestly feels terrible. I feel a little bad, but at the same time, we're in game. This isn't real life, in 2019 as well, same year. A lot of heartbreak for 2019, but let's just go ahead and play through this. I was going to call it a final, but I guess it kind of is. It's a final for us. Spurs have to try their absolute hardest to prevent us from winning the league. Neymar is the top scorer in the entire league right now with 20 goals, so it's a little worrying. No one in our team is like super crazy at scoring goals. Everyone just like scores goals. It's the depth. The amount of depth we have is just that good. So let's get on with this game. Hopefully we win, secure the league, and then we can win the FA Cup and the EuroLeague. It'll be technically a quadruple, but it won't be the end because there's no Champions League. I still can't believe we're not in the Champions League. We won the EuroLeague last season. It's whatever. All right, let's get on with this game. Hopefully the sim goes well. Please just a win. Or a draw. You know what? I don't think that confirms our victory, but like, our gold. Yeah, okay. We've been crowned. Oh, I think City lost. City lost. We've won the title at Spurs, at White Hart Lane. They did all they could. They stopped us. They didn't allow us to win. And yet, in the end, we are the champions of the Premier League. Crystal Palace have won the Premier League, all because, let's have a look, Manchester City ended up falling to, who did they play that week? I can't see them. Where are they? There they are. No, they beat West Brom. So I don't actually know why we've won the league, because basically the game's logic system is saying City cannot score 13 goals in 2 games, which is true. They're not scoring 8 and then 7. That's not 13. 8 and then 6, or 7 and then 6. They're not doing any of that. They're not doing 6 and then they're not doing 5 and then 8. They're not doing 4 and then 9. It's just really improbable. The game wholeheartedly believes we've won the league, especially because we have some pretty Mickey Mouse games coming up. We've got Sunderland, and then we've got, who's the last game of the league? Stoke, who we beat in the FA Cup really easily. So the next game that actually matters is Chelsea. So let's go ahead and advance towards the Chelsea game. I'm feeling confident about this one. We've beat Chelsea quite a few times in the league. We also beat them in the Capital One semi-finals, and Zaha I don't think is back. I think he's like fully done. I don't think I can play Zaha for a while, but that sucks, but we're just gonna have to live with it. It would really help me right here because yeah, Marti's kind of tired. Guerrero off for Oliveira. Souza can stay because he's barely there, I would say. So that's the team for the final, and just like with the Spurs game, just gonna quick sim, hope for the best. Win is a win, loss is a loss. It is what it is at the end of the day. All right, here we go. Just trying our best against Chelsea. I would mind this one the least, honestly, to lose, but you know, I would love a win too. 2-1. I love those. Oliveira's been injured though. Hopefully it's not a bad injury. Maybe just one of those like dead legs. Obviously he's not the starter. Yeah, 7 days. He's fine. While I'm here, let's have a look at the stats real quick, and let me have a look at Zaha's injury. Oblak up to an 81. Transfer listed because he wants a new contract, but I just can't afford it right now. I'll give it to him next season. Don't worry, I'm not letting him go anywhere. 65 appearances. Junior Caesar, 83 overall. 2 red cards. So many yellows, by the way. Can I not scroll down? It's like stuck. Yeah. What is with this? It's like terribly cropped because there's just too many comps. Mr. Lettuce, oh my god, 85 overall. 2 red cards as well. Julian up to an 86. Ferraro up to an 83. I'm not really reading out the stats this time because it really doesn't matter that much. Oliveira's up to a 76. Alonso still an 82. Blair up to an 83. Salomon up to an 81. Lukoki up to an 78. Sanapi up to a 78, so he's -1 still. I put him on the loan list, shortlisted for the loan, for a short loan. That's what I meant to say. So hopefully he develops and then he comes back midpoint of next season and then he'll be like amazing or whatever. Ramiro up to a 77, +5 for him on the season. Crazy for him. Slobodan up to a 76. Anderson up to an 80. Finally, we have an 80 overall striker. 21 goals and 5 assists on the season for him. Marti up to an 83 overall. 58 appearances, 18 goals, 14 assists. Beautiful season for him. Sahin up to a 78. Guerrero up to an 82. I think that's the same as earlier. Marquinhos, 81. Shuhen, I don't know how to say it. 9 appearances, +1, 73 overall. Where's Zaha? Sakaja has not moved. He's not really been playing. 11 appearances, but 1 goal. You know, W. Here's Zaha. He's fit in 4 days, so I think he'll be ready for the EuroLeague final, which is perfect. That is exactly what we need. 85 overall, 11 and 11. Good season. 1 red card, 1 yellow card, 54 appearances. We like to see that. So with that in mind, actually, we won't have him back. He won't be fully fit. I think I'm going to force play him in the EuroLeague final. Let's calendar sim through this to the final, because I don't want to quick sim that. It takes too long. The calendar's a bit quicker. Do we win that, though? I don't know. It doesn't matter, because we've already won. Let's have a look. Straightforward. Yeah, we won. We beat them. It doesn't even say, but we did beat them. So let's advance to this day. And this is it for youth player wants out. Gustavo Jimenez. Why does he want out? Let's have a look at this youth player. Why are they bothering me? I'm about to win the quadruple. Maybe not the most beautiful quadruple, but it's a domestic treble at the very least, which is still very, very good. Gustavo Jimenez. Brother, you're all right. I don't know. You're making a fuss. I don't even think I can afford a contract for you. You can leave, bro. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. Anyways, let's set up this squad for the EuroLeague final, in which I'm gonna force play Zaha. Oh god, our energy still kind of sucks. Yeah, Zaha is coming on. I do not care that he's like injured and he's not up to 100% because he has to play this. I'm sorry, he has to play this. And the rest of the team is quite tired. This is not a good sign. I could play through this just to basically force this win, but I'm not going to do that because it takes too long. And honestly, we already have a EuroLeague in the cabinet. We already have a domestic treble. I don't mind if we lose this. With that in mind, though, let's go ahead and play through this EuroLeague final. Or not play through it, but you get what I mean. Marseille are in a great run of form. Don't like the look of that. But doesn't matter, because Anderson scores 2. Nice little brace for him. Hopefully Zaha didn't get injured. I don't want to actually re-aggravate it, because he could still get injured for months, and that would hurt us into the next season. But beautiful. Again, Julian and Souza on character get yellows. I don't know what is up with the amount of yellow cards you get in this game. Yeah, and Julian gets a suspension. Amazing. Doesn't matter though. We won the EuroLeague. We've won every single trophy besides the Super Cup that has been offered to us in this season. So we can see now, yeah, we've fully won the league. I think City actually lost one of their games here. They basically lost all hope because there was no chance of them winning the league anyways. So they just, I guess they just threw. Let's have a look. Where is that final City game of theirs? Let's see. City. Is that City? No. Manchester City. I don't see them. Here we go. No, they just beat Norwich. And then they beat Liverpool. And then... yeah, no, they haven't lost. What? Wait. I think my math was just wrong. Either that or, like, we were one game clear. I don't actually know. But yeah, we've won the league. Anyways, with that, I'm just gonna calendar sim through this. We've seen all the stats. We've seen everything. Let's just go to June. Actually, before I do that, one last quick check. I would like to see the player stats for some of these things. Copa Europe, Anderson scored the 1 goal for us, but we lost it. That's not what I wanted to look at, though. I wanted to look at this. Neymar, the top scorer, with 22 goals. Javier Hernandez with 17 in second. And we are all the way down here with Marti at 11th. With 11 goals in the league. And then beyond that is Blair, of all people. And then Salomon. We are like, we're not a huge scoring team. But look at this. Marti, joint top assister in the league. And then we have Zaha with 8. Then that's it. No, we have Saiz Alonso, who has 5. And that's it. But our clean sheets, top of the league. Oblak with the most clean sheets in the league. Yellow cards, I'm very surprised that we're not on here. Because the amount of yellows we have is crazy. But I guess it was in the EuroLeague where he got all his yellows. I don't know, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. That's basically the stats. Quick check on the EuroLeague. This is the last one I'll check because the rest don't really matter as much. You cannot see the top score. Oh no, there we go. It just wasn't working. Anderson with 7, so he's a big man in Europe. And then assist-wise, Saiz Alonso with 4. And we're not top with clean sheets, but 7. Very respectable. Yellow cards. Yeah, there's Souza with 5 in the entire competition. Red card wise, we're nowhere near. And Julian has 4. Yeah, look at them. Just getting yellows. Literally lined up with the final performance with both of them getting a yellow in that game. But anyways, I'm going to quickly sim to the very, very end. And yeah, I will see you at the very, very end of the season where I get the performance review. There's no games left to play. This Stoke game does not matter. We've won the league. And get ready for next season where we have Champions League football. And hopefully we can just pull this off again. Although the Champions League is considerably harder to navigate through than the EuroLeague. Because, I mean, the teams are just better, aren't they? But let's go to the end of the season and end this one off. All right, here we are, end of the season. Manager of the season has been announced. It's Dan the Man for leading Crystal Palace to a Premier League title, along with an FA Cup title, a Capital One Cup, and the EuroLeague, although that's probably not factored in because European competition. But still, we've done literally everything this season. Players returning from loan, because I did send out quite a few. Maybe that was good. That was a good choice, wasn't it? Marvelous super season. We've won the league title, which at the beginning of the season, I thought was absolutely insane. We had just barely scraped like top 6, but then midpoint, we were first. And then we started winning. Like genuinely watching it live, like it's kind of hard to keep track of whether you win or not live in a calendar sim. You have to like really watch the results and the fixtures on the left side because they like pop up for a second and you got to find your team, see the results really quickly. And I just kept seeing win, win, win. The Newcastle-Chelsea one, I couldn't believe it. We beat Chelsea and I was like, damn. And then we beat Newcastle and I was like, what the... Like, we beat them 3-1. I couldn't believe it. Or like 2-1. I don't actually remember. But we beat them pretty well. All these players, I am going to just send them back out on loan or sell them because I don't really need them. But that is going to do it for the season. Amazing season. If we can just repeat this all again next season, the series is over. We've won a treble within 10 years of playtime. I mean, we've already won a treble, just not like the treble. We've won a quadruple at this point. So like quintuple if you count the Community Shield. But it's been like possibly the greatest season ever for any Prem team in history, aside from the fact that we weren't in the Champions League, but we just dominated everywhere. And despite the fact that we dominated the league, or at least I feel like we dominated, we got 88 points at the end of it because we beat Stoke in the final game. Beat them like 3-0, it was simple. But like when you think about it, 88 points is kind of low for a league winner nowadays. Let me check the table really quickly. I don't actually know this. I feel like I should know this because we're playing the league leaders on Sunday, which is tomorrow while I record this. But looking at the table, they've got 79 points with 5 games left, right? No, yes, 5 games left. So they've got a game in hand from the rest of the league. If they beat us, which is kind of likely, they go up to 82. And then, okay, you know what? They'll have like 90-ish points. So it was a good season. But like, I don't know. With the whole city domination of the league, it just felt a little common to see 100-point seasons or like mid-90s, low 90s. And 88 is like, you know. But either way, great season. Let me know if there's any players you want me to sign. I know it's literally like 2020 in this game at this point. I've played for so many seasons. So, you know, hopefully we get more money so then I can sign players that like, okay, maybe this guy's good at this point in the game. Or this guy or that guy. Give me a shout. But besides that, that is the end of this video and the end of the season. Thank you for watching as always. Great season. I cannot wait for the next one. And I'll see you later.